Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Now, okay, oh boy, so this is finally, I think I might add this in the title or the thumbnail of the video, the return, of not the hero we wanted, but the hero we needed. Okay, Batman quote for everybody. Um, okay, so, if you're new to the channel, I noticed that our subscribers seem to be increasing every day. It's crazy. Thank you so much if you just subscribed. But if you're not familiar with this, this is the latest installment in the Locals Report series. Now, the Locals Report is a series I do here on the channel where I take, a deck, heroes primarily, because that's what I focus on here, but not just heroes. I'll be adding Yubel to the rotation, to also the Locals Report series, because I finally, forget it, why not? Consider this like a small, really quick update. I finally got the last, almost the entire deck finished. The entire Yubel deck. I got, thanks to some friends, I managed to get pretty much almost the main deck completely done. And I finally also am able to finally get some of the fusions, luckily. Thank goodness. So, I'm definitely going to be adding this soon, so if you want to see like a deck profile as well as gameplay, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this format so far? Because obviously we are going through a tier 0 format. Snake Eyes everywhere, fire in general, realistically. So let me know what you think of it so far. Have you been playing, and what have you been playing so far? I'd love to hear it. So, this is going to be the gee, I forgot. Oh my god! You see, it's been a while since I've been able to actually go play at my locals weekly tournament, because I've been busy with a lot of stuff. Personal IRL stuff. Nothing too crazy, but I haven't had a chance to actually go play. So that's also why the Yu-Gi-Oh sub has slowed down a tiny bit. Not dropping Yu-Gi-Oh whatsoever. Even during a tier 0 format, I love playing the game. And I love playing my favorite deck. I love playing heroes in general. So I finally, though, I was able to finally get everything settled in time, and I was able to actually make the tournament. So it was a small one, though. I guess some people had some stuff to take care of or something, or I had to go to do something. Either way, though, we only had time for a 3-round tournament. I think it's because they're short staffed that day or something. I'm not really sure, but either way, we had 3 rounds. I basically went 2-1. I I lost the first one because of time, but I'll go over that in a sec. I won the second and I won my last 2. Which my first round I played against. This is the first time I ever played against Voiceless Voice. Am I saying that right? The new Ritual deck. If I'm getting that name wrong, I'm so sorry. Second round I played against Unchained, and the third round I played against Branded Chimera. Oh, so really quick. Oh, man, I got distracted. Sorry. So, yeah, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen this local sports, yeah, I take my deck and I go compete at my locals, and I come back and go over all my matches in a story time style and go over every sequence I made, every move, in order to basically test out the deck in the current format, and as well come back here and give basically an entry on how it was and how it went, and go over what I'll change for the next time. So, and also get some feedback too, because there's always ideas. Because this deck is actually, this is a different build than the last deck profile I uploaded to the channel about, I want to say a month ago. Yeah, I think about a month ago. So, basically, this is a different build. Another thing, I guess I'll go over really quick. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead and go check that out if you want. I'll leave a link to the last deck profile I did. If you want to look at that, but this is a different one because that build was basically for the beginning of the format, and I always go back to, like I say, you can call it a default setting for heroes, and play the standard 2-ubs and all that. Instead of doing tweaks, because I started making tweaks to the deck based on how the format's going, and because of the current format, I made some big changes. I'll go over those really quick. So. The changes I made, if you want, okay, this card has become ridiculously necessary. Now, for a while I was playing only one copy, because if you're used to heroes and how the sequences go, usually we we'll use the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero combo. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, yeah, during our sequences of play, because what we would usually do during the combo, the standard one, if you know, what we would usually do is use DPE during our combos to blow up, to destroy, wake up your elemental hero, so we can summon Shadow Mist from the deck and search out Mass Change. That way, during our opponent's turn, DPE we can bring him back, and we can go into Dark Law during our opponent's turn. Because wake up your elemental hero is good, but the fact that we can use it as a straight line to Shadow Mist and Mass Change is super important. But because of the current way the format's going, and even though, by the way, did you hear about that ban list we're going to be getting? Like, they announced one for April or something. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Is it just OCG? I think it's for TCG as well. I guess you got to work on a ban list prediction video. March was go by quickly going on. So, but yeah. So originally I was playing one just for the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, but with the way the format is going, I do not want to deal with that. So, went and bumped up Mass Change back to 3, and I am so glad I did. Dark Law for Heroes is the definite MVP right now. This card takes care of Fire Kings. Wait. At the time, I was also just playing one Shadow Mist, but I bumped it up back to 2, mainly because there are times that there were a lot of times actually I opened up Mass Change. So basically, if you open up Mass Change, you're good. You can just use Shadow Mist for combo fodder. Like, you could use it to, like, if you don't open up Malicious or something, or if you want to dump Malicious to the grave using Vion, you can use Shadow Mist in your hand to discard for Ferris, and you get a free search. Usually, what I would do is, if I, like, let's say hypothetically I opened up Mass Change, I would try to go Stratos or Hero Libs, try to search out Ferris. What I would usually do is dump one of the Shadow Mists, and then use Ferris effect to play Increase from the deck, and use Shadow Mist's effect to add a hero. I would usually add Liquid Soldier, because normally you pretty much always want your normal summon to be Stratos. So that way, if you search out Liquid Soldier, you could use it for your polymerization summons to fuse with Neos, so you can go into your Wingman Infernal Rage. That way, you get the little Graceful Charity Pot of Greed draw from Liquid Soldier. So that's basically what I ended up doing a lot, and actually really pays off. Like, Shadow Mist at 2 and Mass, it feels really good opening up with Mass Change and being able to just use Shadow Mist if I need to. So that was pretty awesome. But so yeah, right now, obviously for Heroes, Dark Law is definitely the MVP right now, because again, it takes care of so many things in the format. I mean, Dark Law has always been an amazing card, but right now with the absolute absurd, crazy levels of fire right now, it just makes it even so much better. So, yeah, if you go check out that deck profile, I was playing one of each, except Dark Law. I was still playing. I think I was playing 2 still, or was I? Because I know I was experimenting at the time with one Dark Law, one Blast, and one one acid, because for the Labyrinth matchup, because I do have a friend who plays Labyrinth, and I thought, okay, if I have to play him, I'll just try to make him use up all his resources, go acid, there you go, blow up his stuff. But that didn't happen, and that's still a good combination to do. You know, the standard Mass Change Absolute Zero into acid, that way you blow up their monsters and their back row and all their spells and traps. But it didn't come up, especially just in general, Dark Law is so much more necessary right now. So basically, that's a big change I made to the deck, and again, I'm so glad I did, because these cards are super important right now. So, like I said, my first round I played against was his voice. You know, the other deck that gets played besides Snake Eyes or Fire, basically. This is actually my first time playing against the deck, and I thought it was pretty good, but oh man. We both, okay, my opponent went first. You know, he won the die roll and all that, so obviously he went first. But oh man, my hand was bad. I actually remember because I wrote it down because it was too funny, and I knew I wanted to share it here because the hand was just hilarious. Let's see, where's that other one? Oh, there it is. Ah, my opening hand was this Ash Blossom. Now that's a good card you want to open up with. Imperm, even better, open up both of them. But unfortunately, I opened up two Ash Blossom, Plasma, and Increase. And I was thinking to myself, you've got to be kidding me. My first time being able to play here in a while, and this is my first hand. I was laughing, honestly, because I thought it was hilarious. Channel member Michael was actually sitting next to me when we were playing, and I showed him, and he would not stop laughing. He was going insane. But luckily the Ash and Imperm did slow him down a lot, so he really couldn't get like a lot of plays off. But then, okay, I'm thinking, all right, cool. My turn. I just gotta draw like Stratos or something, or Ferris. I can go off. My draw, Droll. Oh man, that was hilarious. But luckily the second Ash and Droll did slow him down for his second turn, and I was actually finally able to go off because I did actually draw. Um, I was able to draw Stratos, so I was actually able to go off game two. But I mean, not game two. After that, the hilarious thing is though, what's it called? So I managed to basically go off. He didn't have anything to save him really. He had like a couple of like one monster in the field, and he had like shoot, the big ritual monster, but that was it. He didn't have like anything back row or like what, because I was able to slow him down. So I was able to get Stratos, and I ended up on a field of, what was it again? Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. I ended on a field of Dark Law, DPE. Oh, not DPE. That was game two. I'll go over that in a sec. Look over my notes. Sunrise, and the big guy himself, Wingman. And I had about 13, around roughly 13 monsters in the grave. So Wingman was big. So all I had to do was attack, right? And basically, as soon as I summoned it, that's when, yeah, he nibbed. Oh man, but I ended up on a token of 5,800 defense. I know, big booty, right? Because 1,200, 3,000, 55, yeah, 25, 18, 12, so 55 defense. And more than 12,000 attack because of the attack point boost thanks to Wingman. And the attack point boost Sunrise was giving to all my monsters. So I had a big token. So I managed to have that in defense. But that was pretty much it because he was able to pop the token. And like I said, I was barely able to get this field off. So nib, what can you do, right? We all lose the nib sometimes. So he managed to get that one, but it was still a good game. Game two, I went first, and I managed to open up on a field of DPE, Sunrise, and Plasma with favorite contacts set to go into Wingman during my opponent's turn. Problem was, we went into time. Yeah, we went into time because basically the first game lasted so long because, like I said, we both were at stalemates, and basically we couldn't really do anything to each other for a little while during that one. So it basically ate up all our time. I know, right? Crazy. I didn't even feel that, but I didn't even think it was that long, but it did. And as soon as it got to his turn, yeah, time was called, and because he won the first one, they gave him the win. I didn't mind that much, but yeah. What can you do? And I didn't even play what's it called? A hero lives that duel. So what can you do? Although looking back, I think what I should have done, should have I really should have looked at the time, and I could have just went Dystopia instead, just to do some damage, and I would have gotten the game. But then it would have ended in a tie, so I'm like, it sucks, but what can you do? Time, it's not always on our side. Oh, by the way, that's another change I made. If you've seen the deck profile already, I switched out deny. Hold on, wait. Oh man, so many Destiny heroes that like all start with the D in their name, so it's like, real quick, let's see. Let's see where I put it. Ah, originally I was playing Destiny Hero Dangerous, but I cut it because right now, because of the Fire King and Snake Eyes. Let's be real, Fire Snake Eyes primarily because of that going on right now, being everywhere. A lot of people are main decking D Shifter, and Dangerous works from D Shifter, so Dangerous, I mean, sends cards to the graveyard, and the only reason you play him is to set up Malicious with Shadow Mist, so, like, I'd rather just not deal with that, so I just cut it, because, again, with it's too dangerous right now with D-Shifter everywhere, so instead I just went with Dystopia for times like this, because actually Dystopia won me a game, a match, I mean, because of time, and I'll go over that in a sec. So, basically the game was good, and the deck was the deck performed actually just fine, realistically. Again, time. It happens, right? Game 2, I played against an Unchained player. Dude was really cool. Let's see. Put these away. Now, what happened was we ended up going. Once again, I managed to. All right, he went first. Unchained. So he went first and managed to. He didn't really open up a lot of stuff, but luckily I also did open up Ash and Imperm, so that did slow him down a bit. The sad thing is, oh man, this is the second time in a match in a row where my opening hand was terrible because I opened up. Let me see. Double increase. Yeah, I opened up both increase. I ended up playing 2 at this one because I didn't want to take any chances, and this is my first time playing there in a while, so I was like, I'm just gonna play 2 increase, have a little more, just be safe. But that didn't do anything because I opened up both, and I couldn't do anything. So I pretty much just lost, realistically. Game 2, I went first, and there I managed to go do some crazy stuff because I managed to end on the field. The field all hero players want to see. Let's see. Here it is. I ended up on the boy, Big Daddy Plasma. I actually opened up with Mass Change. That's what I meant by earlier when I said there's no better feeling than open up with Mass Change. DPE, and I also had favorite contacts set. So basically, I was going to be able to end on the field of my opponent, everything here. And he really couldn't stop anything because not only did this keep negating all his stuff, because I decided to go first. Because this is game 2, so I decided to go first. I opened up and managed to set a card that was super necessary. The card that might be the most messed up card right now in the format. Anti-spell. And basically, he couldn't really do anything. This is just too overwhelming for him. So I got game 2. Game 3 was a different story. He managed to end. Okay, I had a feeling he was. Sometimes you can't really call these, like, you don't know if your opponent wants to go first or second. Luckily, Unchained pretty much usually want to go. You can usually go either because they want to either set up their stuff or they can just use their opponent's monsters to go into their links. But this time he wanted to go first. So, and for the record, this is already after 2 games, so time was running out. So we both had to hurry. He ended up on a field of the DDD Pendulum Xyz monster that can bounce during their turn, and High King Caesar. So, Caesar, yeah. So, I knew he was going to go first, and I sighted it in. I went, okay, cool. Main phase, battle phase, end of battle phase, and yeah, I dropped the evenly matched. Okay, we only had a minute left. A minute left. And then because we were already past the battle phase, I ended up just going into Destiny Hero Dystopia, and I got the game because I won because I managed to burn him before time ran out. So I got the game there. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little dirty doing that, but hey, dude, we gotta do what you gotta do, right? He was a cool dude though. We were both laughing a lot at that. So that I managed to win against Unchained. Game 3. Now this is actually my first time actually playing against branded Chimera. Yeah, weirdly enough, I've never, probably because there were a few people in my locals who did play it, but they ended up dropping it eventually to play like tier or something. Anyway, but basically though, so I played, so round 1, it happened again. I opened up too many. I might start at the. I've been seeing a lot of people do like a 2-2-2 split of hand traps. I might just start doing that because I opened up 2 imperms and 2 ash blossoms, and I even power shuffled too. So hey, what can you do, right? So he basically, yeah, it slowed him down for a while, but he still got it basically. And then game 2, just like game 1. Now this guy I think was new. Not only new to our locals, but I think he was like not really familiar with how current heroes play, because a lot of them he had to read because he didn't know like what some like the extra heroes or what Wingman does. Neo's Wingman. So basically, what I did was I managed to end on a field of. Let's see. Unfortunately, I couldn't get off. I could get Mass Change in my hand because I had to use Shadow Mist for fodder to continue the combo. But I did manage to open up because I decided to go first this time. I went Plasma, had an Imperm set, as well as Favorite Contact. Sunrise. And I went Wingman during his turn. So I set up all this. Plasma was really wrecking him, I'm not going to lie. And just like the first game, Anti-Spell was put in work the first time. Anti-Spell was put in the work. So this wasn't like as crazy of a field as the one prior, but this is enough to get him to the point where he couldn't really do anything. And he couldn't even get over. He also couldn't. The anti-spells is messing him up because, branded Chimeras and Eater spells. So I got the game. So game 3 was the crazy one. He ended up going first. I guess he did, and I opened up Imperm, and he had one monster. He basically opened up one monster, and I Impermed it, so it stopped him. But unfortunately, I didn't draw any combo pieces. So basically what I drew was, what's it called? Here it is. I drew Increase in Mass Change and just a bunch of hand traps. So basically what I did was, his monster was negated. I basically just went into Increase and I just Mass Changed into Dark Law and it's beat over his monster, which I did. So yeah. Increase, Mass Change, into Dark Law, and I beat over his monster. And I guess he must have drew a bad hand too, because after that he used Pot of Desires. Prosperity. And then I guess he forgot about Dark Law's effect. So I managed to trash the one card he needed actually, because he only had like 2 cards left. I guess his set cards were bluffs. And basically after that, I managed because I had a card in my hand. I actually had the malicious in hand. I just need to draw Stratos. So basically, I drew, and I actually managed to draw Fusion Destiny, and I managed to end up be able to go into Dystopia, Plasma, and Dread Decimator with Dark Law, and I barely got it because Darks only. So because what's it called? Basically, I ended up managing to pull out the win thanks to not just Fusion Destiny, but the fact that Dark Law just really does mess up a lot of Fusion decks. At least with Brandon, sending him to the grave. So I managed to get it there. Oh man! So that was actually a really crazy match. It took a while, but hilariously, I would have gotten it anyways if I didn't draw it, because if I could have just made Dystopia again, I would have won because we were already about to go into the time. So hey, Dystopia, top tier. Dystopia, probably the MVP this week. So that was all 3 of my matches. Basically, the deck worked out super fine. Everything went smoothly. I wouldn't really make any changes. If anything, I think I just got to get used to the voiceless voice matchup, and again, memorize like their combo sequences. That way, I know what to imperm and what to ash and all that. Just like what you got to do against a lot of the meta decks. So that was it for this one. And like I said, Mass Change at 3, I think right now is a must for hero players. So that's pretty much the end of this one. I'm happy to start doing these again. And if you want to see like an updated deck profile, I might do one this week. Although maybe I might go play at my locals again, see what happens if I can. Because again, I can't really like make predictions for the weekend. Sometimes stuff come up, you never know. But I might end up doing a deck profile later this week, if not next week, if I can play one more time my locals before giving a deck profile. That way I can show like the other cards I changed up. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and just overall have a good week.